What's up, dirt people? Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming back. Welcome to part 2, top tips for first RV purchasers, featuring a 38-foot Beaver Monterey review. Primarily for first-time buyers guide, but we're using the Beaver as a reference, so 2 birds, 1 stone. We'll start with this shooting range footage. Quick tip, if you're not set up to park and sleep as if you're a home, the RV search warrant for domiciles does not apply, so check all state laws before traveling armed. Just to catch you guys up, in the first one I told you guys we took a lot of day trips to the beach. We took this shooting, whatever, just to learn the systems before we actually planned a vacation and depending on about hooking up, whatever. Since then, we've also done some cold weather camping, just by luck, so I'll give you guys some tips on that. You know, that's not amateur stuff. We got this with around 23,000 miles. We've put about 10,000 miles on it so far, so at the end I'll show you guys all the damage it's taken and what we've needed to do to it, repairs, all that, what to expect. And jumping back in, this is where part 1 ended, us taking possession at the dealership. We got a cool, helpful sales guide, and we're sharing some of the tips here too that he gave us. We had some unpleasantries at the dealer. This video is not about that though, but we'll try to help you avoid that stuff, or in case you're looking for Beaver reviews. Just because when we go to gas stations, we find people that just come over and just gawk at the We've never had a vehicle that gets that much attention from people that know it's kind of weird. So whatever. Enjoy the review / first time buyer's guide. Well, of course, one of the best reasons of just road trips, all the cool sights you see and everything, the monuments. Almost everything has RV parking, so don't worry about that. The bigger you get, the less parking spots you have. So if you're really into national parks, keep it small. 38 feet seems to be really nice. There's a lot of parks that their cutoff is 38 feet for parking. I mean, for national parks in the 20s, you're actually better off. You'll see more of the parks. But also color. If you're picking your RV, see how ours is like brown and whatever. When we're in nature, it blends in. It's really nice. And then you see some of the black executive ones, they'll stand out. Or you see some of the white ones, they don't really blend in either, but they look fine in the freeway ones, like in the KOA site. So if you're gonna be in nature, look for brown stuff. Speaking of brown stuff, we're in the danger zone now. I have the good red or orange or whatever hoses with the Rhino ones, the clear elbow, but I was worried it was going to be too nasty. I used this throwaway blue hose in case we just had to pull the pin and leave. I don't know, cover your bases. But yeah, I pick up all my trash too. Don't worry about that stuff. And brand new poop hose needs to be stretched just for length because they constrict. This is probably a bad idea. I could imagine this coming off and flinging shit in my face. Whatever. A brown eye or a black eye. Also, even if you're using the proper elbow hose, they go on and latch on and kind of like tools, whatever. Think of like normal little PVC pipes with latches, with notches in there so they secure. Even like that, they come off out of the hole and poop goes flying everywhere. Or some people put a rock on it if they're just using this type of cheap hose. Be careful, this can get nasty fast. Also, I'm lazy and drain before I leave, but if you're gonna stay hooked up, there's plastic levelers that work great. So disgusting logic, you start with the black one and you drain everything and then you do the gray one to flush everything out. But I should have levelers here because I don't, I'm holding it.
Oh, this is so gross.
Also, one thing I did learn.
It's warm.
Check the septic tank before opening the poop valve. Best advice in your life. One time I didn't do it and I ended up with heavy hoses. It backed up. It was disgusting. So the tanks take a while to drain just to be productive. I hooked it up to the water for the flush. I'm going to do the gray tank now and then the water flush.
This one's not nearly as gross.
So you leave the levers pulled out and turn the water on when everything's done and just flush it all out. So there's the orange hoses, and those are the levelers that I was talking about, the poop levelers, so you don't gotta hold heavy hoses, heavy warm hoses.
Oh yeah, slosh it around in there. Make a smoothie.
So even though I almost yacked a few times, it wasn't as bad as I thought, so I wanted to clean up the hose just in case I need a disposable hose later for other more nasty stuff.
Oh God.
Again, because of the big tanks, we didn't have to hook up until leaving. Whatever. Some people get there and hook up and then enjoy their stay. This is the water. Looking back, we should have done it in different order. I should have done this first before having poop hands, but That neck, for instance, is so the line doesn't pinch. The first part I put on, the brass part, is a regulator for the water pressure. But like I said, the second part is so it doesn't pinch with the weight of the water when you just leave it plugged in. And that's the filter in the back. It's got multiple ones, multiple uses, but they're not too expensive. Also, for cold weather tips, you're not supposed to hook up to the water if it's below freezing because your lines will freeze. They say don't worry about the poop stuff though, but I don't know. And just power through because it just keeps staying gross.
Okay. Okay, don't look. Okay, not too bad. Yes.
And once your water's filled up, you could just go ahead and close that valve for your water pump, and you can wash your hands, whatever.
Yucky. I'm done. I got the pooper. It was awful. Yeah. No, it wasn't too bad.
So this is when we got back from the first road trip, Wyoming, and then back. And I'll show you. So I'm just going to show you guys a walk around video of the damage, and then later on I'll let you guys know the entire length of ownership cost and damage so far.
We put around a little over 2,000 miles on it, just this one trip. And the parts I've noticed, my headlight. What's up, Beetle? This part of the headlight in there, that little tower thing, I don't know if it comes out on camera. Yeah, see, it's broken off. It should be attached there. Hey, what's up, Beetle? Yeah, the other one should get out of here. The other one should be right. So whatever, I'm just gonna switch them. They're just navigator headlights, I believe. Also in Rock Springs, one of the favorite places we saw, I scraped a little. I don't see any damage, but we scraped somewhere. So this is straight right back from vacation. We got home, we just took off essentials, backpacks, stuff like that. I'll go through some of the stuff I learned the hard way on this trip, but whatever. First thing I'm gonna do is let the sides out, just so you guys can see. And this doesn't work if the ignition's on or the RV is running. I didn't know that earlier. When we first got it, I tried to show it off to somebody and they just laughed. Oh shit, I didn't go far enough. So I was telling you guys, it's super solid. It's just overbuilt. And yeah, it was fun comparing it to some of the other RVs on the road. I mean, really nice, fancy, high-end RVs aren't built this good. But then we did see monsters. I mean, no, I'm not trying to pretend like this is some blast from the past, better than everything else. There's some badass RVs out there, but it's really hard to get properly built stuff nowadays. So we hit a lot of dirt roads, so I was worried about all these cabinets and whatnot. They're pretty good though. Nothing really got messed up. Just a few things to worry about when you're actually on your trip or packing up. The leveling gear. If you're not careful, sometimes it's not all the way up or retracted, so make sure you do that. Also, another RV tip for maintenance, these apparently you're gonna have to keep tightening those in. It's not bad, but after about 2,000 miles and some off-roading, it jiggled. It wasn't that sloppy when I got it, so I'm just gonna tighten those down. It'll be fine. That's pretty much it. The RV did really well. I showed you guys already the damage, so I'll show you the inside. But one thing about Beavers, the line, they could have easily just done it right here, but whatever. I already showed you guys the arms and everything, the frame. That's why these can come out with the storage compartment and everything. They're just built super strong. The amount of off-roading we did scouting for big properties, I don't know, most cars would have fallen apart, let alone any big RV like this.
Started to reuse footage, put this in part 1, but it's relevant here. So it's up and down from Telegram.
That's over there for leveling for the airbags, but this whole thing, these are swing arms. Look, those are links. It's got a crazy suspension. Yeah, super smooth. We're going 80, we're cornering, we're beating everything on the freeway. Like nothing can catch us when they're on the road. No cars, no semis, no anything. This thing's a monster. I know other RV owners, they can't get above 65 without their RV shaking them to death. So I guess this is where, like, I still gotta learn, like, to check the seals. Now, you just learn its functions more and learn what to look for. They look okay. The first night it rained on us, so water was trapped up all there. And since you get to the parking spots and you level everything out, when I closed it, all the water was sitting because I was pretty decently leveled. So it all came running in through here and down here. So when it's completely open, it's seal against seal. When it's completely closed, the seals are pressed up too. That's fine. But when it's in between, no seals are hitting it good. So a little bit of water ran in, nothing big. It's not a leak, so it's no big deal. But I would recommend you guys get your leveling system up in the air, roll off of your blocks, whatever, become unlevel so that the water can run off, and then close your slide outs. No big deal, but long term you don't want the wet stuff all inside your cab. So let me show you the inside now that it's cleaned up. And by cleaned, I just mean vacuumed, wiped up, wiped down, and all the accessories for the specific trip taken out. Just whatever, you do a beach trip, you're gonna pack one thing. You do a desert trip, you're gonna pack another thing. You do a road trip, you're gonna pack other stuff. So try to keep it a blank canvas for a while. So we got these covers because we got the pets, just so they don't get gross as fast. If we have guests, we could just take them off, and I hate doing that. But yeah, look how big she opens up to. So this has an add a leaf. You pull this out, do that, and then it's got two more fold-up chairs. All the storage compartments, they're all pretty solid. We changed all the handles, if you noticed from the original video when we first bought it. These are all gold. I want to change all the fittings. So the gold's kind of dated, but whatever, it still looks good. And yeah, everything's solid. That's why we couldn't walk away from this one, just because it's so overbuilt. When something goes out, we'll just replace it, rebuild it, whatever. The sinks, I redid all the sinks. Also, so we got a double fridge. It works on the gas, on liquid propane, or it works off the inverter, the AC power, or generator, whatever, or auto, so it'll switch back and forth, whatever's more efficient. It's got its stove. Oh yeah, about the fridge too, you get humidity in there, so grab one of these from Home Depot, whatever, or a lot of RV owners put newspapers in there when you turn it off. We have the stove right here. I'll be brief about all this stuff. So these come pretty well equipped, so everything you need it's gonna have. We didn't use this much. This is our first trip, I know, but I don't think we'll use the stove much at all. I cooked a bunch of meals before leaving. By meals, I mean I grilled a bunch of meat, and we just made slop and reheated it in here. The toaster in the morning, the coffee maker. Honestly, I feel stupid having one of these and not having an outdoor grill. I know sometimes it rains and stuff like that, so you need to be able to grill indoors, but I'd rather have the space than that grill. So I don't know. That's all I mean by that is your options may vary. So try to find the models that work best for you. What else? We got our sink here. I didn't finish showing you guys. Oh, that's kind of standard. It's no big deal. Yeah, these. Okay, even though it's a 2003, everything's automatic on this. You close them, and the fan turns off by itself. I don't know how that comes out on camera. There it goes. Full queen or something, whatever that means. It means a smaller queen. I don't know. They just get fancy with the words. But yeah, another AC unit here. That's aftermarket TV, whatever. We already said that. But let me start closing it in. I gotta hit the inverter. My bad. I'm gonna show you guys the inverter part. Usually that thing can get confusing. I just always look here and I make sure once I see this flashing, I know our inverter's on. So now everything can work. Listen, come on, dude. Oh, there's the leaf in there, the add-a leaf for the table inside the closet. And that's laundry, that's cabinets, but some models come with washer, dryer, and you could add it. It comes plumbed with whatever you want. Yeah, this is the one I was telling you about, the automatic vent. If you leave it on those settings, well, here, I'll show you. You just close it and it'll turn off. But you sit down here, you open this window and you turn this on, and oh my God, it just sucks out all kinds of air. No smelly stuff goes into the cab here. So it's safe for married couples and newlyweds, all that stuff. But there you go, it'll turn off. Please don't make me look bad. There it goes. That's pretty much it. Only thing I would recommend you guys get like a little vacuum and all that stuff, just so you can clean up here. And you guys won't really need anything. It'll be cool. Totally recommend, whether you're looking for a little Sprinter van or an RV, whatever, totally recommend it. You'll love it. There's a lot to know, there's a lot to learn, but it's fun to do so. The learning curve is fun. It's expensive, but whatever, you won't regret it.
It's also not just what you can afford, but it's what you can afford to keep, maintain, and repair. That's when people start letting their units go. So that's what this part's for.
Indoor storing is a pain. Like I said, we barely have a warehouse because we got to work too. So I'm just gonna do a quick walk around, show you guys the damage. And it's in storage mode kind of right now, so I'll show you what it would take, like when you just walk out and turn it on. First off, all the probably gonna take it to Wrap Legacy and have them wrap it. You could do either clear or color match. It's easy because it's got a transition here. You'll see on the road some have plastic guards that go up. Ours can't do that because the generator pops out here. So whatever. That's the original light. I never changed it. I just repaired the light. You can take them off. They're for navigators. A lot of units have these lights. What else? I think I need new windshield wipers. They still work, but whatever. So I'm just gonna go turn it on. And like I said, I'll give you guys a damage report and everything. So this is, say it's parked, you haven't seen it for a month or two. Lift up that and turn the batteries. So on. Those are your coach batteries, and these are for the engine to turn on and whatnot. You get your keys and plug it, and you just turn the ignition. And all diesels do it. They have glow plugs, whatever. You gotta wait. Just wait to start. It's not that cold. If it's really super cold, then give it a little longer. And also for cold winter, for cold weather, it always turns on to some random station. The block heat, and it'll turn on, whatever. You leave that running. I'm gonna pull out and I'll give you guys a walk around really quick. So here, I don't want to lie to you guys, there's the mileage. We put, what was it? I showed you guys earlier, I don't remember what it was. So you have this, once you start driving, you have this closeout. You push that, and that'll close that little door. It rattles a little bit if your passenger doesn't have the weight of their feet on it. You just put something down there, but also for cold weather, that keeps the cabin a lot warmer. We've had ice form on the bottom of those steps. So yeah, you hold your generator, you start here, your block here, and these are just your driving lights, temperature, whatever. This is an aftermarket radio. The normal one was just a car, slide out one. This is the Aladdin monitoring system. Told you guys about that already. You control that with this. Your leveling stuff, all this, your mirrors, pedal adjust, all your battery stuff, traction control. I had installed these, it didn't come with them. As for driving, that's nice. Engine diagnostic, I haven't had to use any of this, but yeah, the cruise control works great, but not if you have the exhaust set too. It's like the Jake brake kind of, but not really. And then this, you could also do manual and run. It's got the Ellison transmission, pretty awesome transmission. And like I said, I just checked the heat here, the temperature. I'm always monitoring the engine temperature and the transmission because we're going fast, but nothing happens. Only the transmission gets warm. The engine's beefy. All right, let's pull forward. I'm gonna show you guys a trick. I don't know if you can't tell, but we're on an inclination. It's the old style docks that swoop back. So here's a trick. I guess you kind of learn it went from manuals. It's in drive, brakes engaged. I'm already giving it gas. I'm not moving anywhere, letting it rev up, and then I depress the brake. If not, it'll roll back on you. So just a quick little tip to keep you guys from freaking out. But you can see it's not noisy in here. It's super quiet. Let me pull up and I'll show you guys all the damage that's taken in here, what needs to be done, all the little nightmare fix-it things, all the little things that get out of hand and then you never want to touch your unit again. Okay, so the seats are pretty secure. You got to tighten them every now and then. If you move them back or forth, it rubs on this, and then when the slide out goes, you're putting pressure on your seats. So you could break your seats if you're not careful. And this, I don't know how it's supposed to really work. I don't even know if this is stock or just aftermarket, but whatever. You can reach it when you're driving, so it's no big deal. So I put this foil for the windows for cold weather. We went on the trucker convoy just to record them and check it out. And the first night was 20 degrees. The second night was like 15 degrees. And the third night was 17 degrees. First 2 nights we didn't have that. Then we did the third night and that helped. Your air conditioning unit, if it's too cold outside, it won't turn on. I didn't know that. Because it basically reverses the air conditioning for the furnace or the heat pump. I don't know, whatever, but take little heaters, buy little heaters. And that's the other thing. We didn't do all the pop outs when it was that cold, just to keep it warmer in here. We wanted more space, so we closed it. But yeah, that foil's on all the windows. Check out the roof is fabric, the ceiling's fabric. Folex cleans it all up really nice. I changed all this. This is your hydro hot. You plug this up when you're plugged in or whatever. It warms up all your cold water super fast. The sink is kind of just a mess. The tools I put out, there's so much room in these things, but there's nothing really that needs maintenance in here. This is a little loose. It's just a little screws like you got to put in. You could take these off and reupholster them. This right here, I gotta lift it up and secure it. It doesn't move though, it doesn't get higher, but it obviously was higher, so I gotta seal that. That hasn't been driving me crazy. Okay, so in here I told you guys another section about the door. The door's kind of crappy. It used to be a hinge, but I guess they got tired of not being able to access it until the pop out's all the way open, because you can. So they ran a sliding door in there that falls off. I reinforced it and now it's fine, but I don't like that. But besides that, there's nothing else to do in here. Everything's all good. The floor, when it's cold, it kind of sucks. It's real tile. All this, it's real corian. Like because it's so well built. Look, you guys can't tell, but shoot, that looks stupid. I'm kind of trying to rock it back and forth. It doesn't move because the suspension's so beefy. So that means everything is real hard wood. Double door fridge. I mean, it's awesome. There's kind of a building schedule in here, so when anything goes wrong or if I want to replace anything, it's like a home. You can just build it and slap in modern cabinets, whatever you want. Real tile, real wood, real hardwood, I mean real stone. These things are built to last. Like I said, I couldn't walk away from it, even though there's more affordable, newer ones that are going to turn into junk in a few years. This one's always going to be worth repairing. All right, let's go outside now. See, that opens, you hit this and it stays open, but you can't forget that when you drive off, some people, you'll see them on the freeway, they're driving with that thing open. Your porch light, your ceiling light. When you turn the truck off and you don't want to do the whole system down there, you can just hit this and it'll turn all your lights off, so you'll be good for a few days. You have the passenger visor control here and the close out, this board right here, so your passenger doesn't have to wait for you. Okay, so damage. Got this from the keys. It was already like that. This is shattered, just from temperature, I think, but it's not broken. It's still cool. I do want to replace that. Okay, heads up. We were having hydraulic line problems. I'll show you guys in a little bit, but I would close these and this wouldn't sit flush by the time. It would sit flush and then we would start driving and it would stick out a little bit. So that's a telltale sign. I stitched it with, what's it called? With zip ties, but the bracket that holds this came off from the vibration and I had to weld it. That would have sucked for you guys, but I just welded, whatever. The tires it's a stock tire still, or the tires it came with. This storage goes all the way through to the other side, and it has electrical hook or whatever, coax hookup, outlet. You get these and you plug them in and it's all wired, and then you hit the heat tape on. It's heat tape. That's for cold weather to make sure all your pipes and stuff doesn't freeze. And it goes to the motor block also. The radiator's in the back, so you got to be careful what you have back here. You don't want to obstruct the airflow going in. This is nice. We just use this for storage. This is what we took for supplies for the convoy. Oh, I do need to show you this. So this is where I rub That cost me about $30 in stickers to fix. This one's really bad. I know. Let me go turn the engine off. Okay, so I'm right here in the last compartment. I pressure washed this so you guys can see. Those are all the hydraulic hose lines. The original hoses. This one right here, that hose right there started to rupture, and I was leaking all my hydraulic fluid. This is where you fill it up from. So that cost me about 700 bucks. You can see all they did was splice it. This one to here, there's like 2 or 3 of them that all they did was splice it because it's kind of a rat's nest. There's another splice. So I was lucky because I'm a truck driver. I was able to take it to my mechanic and write it off in my normal trucking expenses. But if you're, I guess you would say, civilian, yeah, that's gonna be expensive. You'd probably pay like $1,000 and everything. But like I said, this unit's 2003, so that's not a lot. But that's my bad luck. That's what you guys would want to look out for. There's the engine. It's a Cummins, the C230 class, I believe, and it's an 8.3. Yeah, it's an 8.3 liter, 1,300 pounds of torque at peak torque. This thing's a monster, and 230 horsepower. You know, diesels. It's a straight 6, an inline 6. I mean. So let me go back around, show you what else I've messed up. Oh, you know, I was wrong about the tanks. It's 60-gallon gray and 60-gallon black. I thought it was just 50-50. I gotta butt in again because apparently I can't get my facts straight. It's 62 gallons and 62 gallons for black and gray, and 40 gallons for the propane or liquid propane gas. I should have had it closed. So you close it manually. I'm just gonna park it, and we might not take it out for another week. We might go to mid 400 in this. I'm gonna go buy a trailer tomorrow maybe. So you close it, and then that's it. There's not much to it. Your fuel on both sides. Lost the hubcap. I'm gonna try to get another one. If you buy from a dealer, all your manuals are there. They check, they service it, everything. You pay for it, so you're not getting anything for free. But they service it, they do everything for you. You know what you're getting. Before we bought this, we almost bought one private party. And based on my knowledge level, I'm glad we didn't. It would have been a really bad mistake. We would have been just out financially, and I wouldn't have known anywhere to get it repaired or take it. That being said, it's one of those things like when you're buying a new car that you never see, and then as soon as you buy it, you see it everywhere. It's just like that. I had no idea where RV repair places were or nothing, and yeah, now they're all over the place. They're everywhere. So once you get into it, you'll figure it out. Okay, so that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. I'm gonna go ahead and park this and clean up and just edit this out and post it for you guys. Hopefully you found it interesting. I don't know, we're always trying to help you guys out on this channel. This is still gonna be primarily off-roading. I got a batch of weird videos that might throw you guys off, but I mean, I'll throw whatever helpful tips I find on the RVs for you guys, but it's off-roading mostly. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had fun. Hope you learned. And yeah, just like always, just keep learning new things, keep playing with your vehicles, keep building your vehicles, and of course, keep it dirty.